Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So what I'm going to cover today is EDC belts or CCW belts specifically for carrying your firearms. Now, everybody's different. I understand that. People have different waistlines, different needs. Some people might even have some disabilities. So it's going to depend on your body type, what you do for a living, that kind of thing. And I think I have a good plethora of different belts for different options. Now, everything you see here you will be able to purchase from the links down below if you are interested. If you want to support the channel, please go down below, click on the Amazon links. I think I get like 2 cents every time you buy something. Also, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you're interested in an EDC blade, please go to threeriverblades.com. Okay, all that stuff being said, understand that I'm not affiliated with any of these companies other than the Amazon links below, full disclosure. The stuff that I'm going to talk about today is some of the older style belts that I used to wear. These are riggers belts. They usually can be defined by these large buckles. This happens to be 511, and how they work is they have this large buckle here, usually some type of double stitched nylon, a little bit of thickness in there, which is great. I'm a big fan of that. And you feed it through the loop here, and of course it has Velcro on this side. Okay, what this is for here, this little hoop, is for carabiners. So if you are somebody that's in the military, you'll be more familiar with this. If you're on a SWAT team, it's if you need to jump from a helicopter or rooftop, maybe part of a static line, something along that nature, you're probably going to be wearing one of these riggers belts. They also are called instructor belts. They might not have the hoop there, and I'll show you something that looks similar to this. The riggers belt it actually got started because when I was in service, when I was in the Marine Corps, they issued really crappy, I don't even know, I think they were nylon belts, and they had a brass belt buckle, which was fine for, you know, your dress blues, your dress alphas, that kind of thing, even your Charlies. But when you went to BDUs, it looked ridiculous and they didn't really work very well. Okay, so the riggers, or I would say guys that used to rig up parachutes, or the guys that used to drop cargo at a C-130s. A C-130 is a large military aircraft, whereas they had large pallets of stuff, and they would take that and rig up a parachute and they would throw it out the back. The belt buckles are similar. Those are the belts that they used to use. I'm sorry, those are the buckles and the strap webbing they used to use. So all they did was they cut off a length and they started using those as belts, which is how we got riggers belt. Ideally, a lot of the other riggers belts that have come to market, they have been improved. They also have the hoop. This is a hoop. This one is made by Blackhawk. This is the one that I wore in country, and I wore it throughout my military career. This is the second one. I have 2 of them. This one has a loop here where it's just, you know, it's attached. It works. It's a little bit easier, so it doesn't pull on your belt buckle and try to come undone. It's all weaved, box stitched, that kind of thing. Now, with riggers belts, you have to understand that if you're using a compass, such as what we used to use, now everything's GPS. If you're using a compass, it will affect the compass needle, so you have to be aware of that. Most people that use compasses, they're standing up and they use the compass looking down at it at their belt line, and this metal piece will throw it off, which is why the military uses a lot of brass. It is non-magnetic, and it'll work great. So, but again, I would rather have steel if I'm rappelling from a helicopter than brass. So you got to kind of make your own decisions there. All right, couple different versions of that. This one is from Galco. All right, Galco makes a pretty decent product. All right, it's a little bit stiffer. I'm a big fan of that. All right, that's what she said. And I think if you are going to wear some of these tactical belts, get what's necessary. I don't think you need to have this big, gigantuan buckle. I mean, that's pretty big and it's pretty beefy. You're definitely not going to pass airport security with that. And it also screams tactical. I mean, again, it's completely up to you if you want to rock that. If you're looking for a, more of a civilian aspect, I got other belts that I'll show you there. Now, the military in all its wisdom decided that those other belts were crappy, so they came out, specifically the Marine Corps, with the martial arts program where they would use color belts to show what level of proficiency you had. So tan belt is, I think, tan, green, brown, black, that kind of thing. Sort of like, karate. If you took karate as a kid, that's really what you have. These belts right here, as you can see, are extremely flimsy. They are better than the old belts, but it's not really going to hold up any weight. And, it's just supposed to hold up your pants, your BDU pants, and it's supposed to have the color code that signifies what level of proficiency you are in the martial arts program. Again, I've been out for some time. I don't know if they still do that. If they do, please comment down below. Again, if I'm going out to the field or I am going to go out into town, I'm not going to use this as a gun belt. Similar, Poplar came up with this. This is made by Poplar. Let's see if I can say it. Proper. These used to actually come with the belts, the pants that I purchased. They were like a 511 knockoff, and I'll have all the links down below if you're interested. Again, it offers a little bit more rigidity, but when it gets wet, it's like completely useless, along with that type of belt as well. Now, as far as tactical belts go, there's a ton of tactical belts. Some of the versions here, this is from, I think, SOE. I like SOE. SOE makes really good kit. This one happens to be the EDC belt. So this belt, this Cobra buckle, fits inside here, and you can adjust it. So you can adjust the tightness on how you want to run that kit. SOE. Alright, Special Operations Equipment, made in the motherfucking USA. Alright. SOE, some people like John Willis, some people do not. Some people hate him, whatever. I don't care. He makes pretty decent kit. Again, I don't work for any of these companies. I'm just letting you guys know. If you want an option that's probably going to be a little bit cheaper, that runs along the same line, check out Blue Alpha Gear. It's very similar, but what I like about these type of belts, I think these are 1.5s, so these are all 1.5s. Cobra buckle, very, very stiff belts. Okay, it is nylon reinforced, so you have a sandwich in here. Basically what you have is you have nylon on this side, or scuba webbing on this side, scuba webbing on this side, and inside here is a liner of plastic. So what that does is it makes it a very, very rigid belt, and if you're wearing it for EDC, or I've gone to the gun range and worn this belt, and it's phenomenal. It could hold up my pants, and it could hold up a whole bunch of weight. So if you're carrying extra mags, you're carrying a pistol, radio, flashlight, this belt will do it. These belts will not. All right, you'll feel a lot of the hot spots and a lot of the weight on there, so I don't recommend those. Different colors. They have them in black, coyote, whatever, to each his own. Lastly, the belts that I'm going to talk about are more along the lines of civilian use. All right, this happens to be Relentless Tactical. What I like about this belt, there is no type of reinforcement in there, but if you're a traditionalist or if you're somebody that really, really likes leather, Relentless Tactical is good. You have the screws here that you can take this out and replace the buckle. Again, it comes in black or brown, and you can replace the buckle itself if you need to, or if it breaks. Now, that being said, Relentless Tactical is pretty good. You can purchase them online. I just want to show you how thick this is. It's a really, really thick belt. Galco makes something similar to this. And if you are somebody that does not like the webbing or scuba webbing, you can definitely look up these options. Now, this is just a regular, ordinary leather belt. I think I had this one made just because it looks nice. Brass buckle, that kind of thing. But I wanted to show you the thickness in belts. Alright, so what this achieves in thickness that achieves in strength. So it's sort of that trade-off. I've worn this belt quite a bit just to get a good feel for it, and it's a pretty decent belt. It will not hold up as much weight as those belts, but again, if it's CCW, EDC, you don't really care, you don't want to look tactical, these belts are pretty damn good. Now I know they make other belts that are look like this. They're black, but they use this type of buckle. There's a couple other companies out there. Again, I don't work for any of these companies. I'm just trying to give you an overview of what you can purchase. Now this one is made from Acker. This is an Acker belt. This is a really cool design. What I liked about this is that I use this for weddings and such, so it's a very fancy belt. You would not be able to tell that this is a gun belt at all. On the bottom you have buttons. So these are button snaps. You can snap this off and change this, change the buckles, change the belt any way you like. What's good about this is that it's two pieces of leather instead of scuba gear, and inside is sandwiched the plastic. As you can see here, you see this little lump right here? That's the plastic. Alright, so it goes all the way around and it gives it a lot of rigidity. This belt has a lot of rigidity. It's not going to flex, it's not going to bend. And let's say you're somebody that's I don't know, maybe you're a field agent, you have to wear a suit every day, CCW holder, that kind of thing, and you want to look classy. There is classy gun belts that you can purchase. So I hope this kind of gives you guys a little bit of an overview. I'm sorry if I hit the camera a couple times. It's a little bit difficult to work around it. That being said though, also last thing I want you to understand is if you do get these type of belts, make sure your kit works. If you have you know, these are rated for 1.75, so 1.75 inches. If you're wearing heavy duty ammo pouches, or if you have a heavy gun, even a Glock, it is going to pull down on it, but you need to make sure that it fits through the holes. I know that's self-explanatory, but alright, you have to make sure it fits through the holes. A lot of times people purchase belts with all good intentions and then their gear does not fit, so that makes it a little bit difficult. I know it's self-explanatory and it's very silly, but believe me, it's happened to me quite a few times. Also, read all the directions as far as waist fitment. There's a lot of belts on that table, and believe me, I've used every single one of those belts throughout my years. Right now I stick with the Blue Alpha gear or the SOE because I like that it's small, it's lightweight, and it's strong enough to hold up all my gear. I'll put all the links down below. Like I said, guys, if you have any comments, put them down below. Like, subscribe. Please go to 3riverblades.com, and thank you very much. Stay safe.